We have witnessed more than 18 months of active genocide in Palestine, in Gaza and in the West Bank. Over 18 months of murdering children, targeting hospitals, medical staff and journalists, of destroying entire neighbourhoods and wiping out entire families. Over 18 months of the most horrendous crimes broadcast live to the world, of cutting humanitarian aid, of apartheid, of ethnic cleansing, of brutal and unrelenting bombing and expansion into Lebanon, Syria and Yemen. Israel has never had any genuine regard for any peace process with Palestinians over the past 78 years of its existence. This colonial project has always been hell-bent on its mission of total annihilation of the Palestinian people and their aspirations for justice, equality and establishment of Palestinian nation. The only way to stop Israel from executing its genocidal mission is for massive international pressure, particularly from Western nations who are supplying their army with vital military equipment. Just last week, the UN Office of High Commissioner for Human Rights released a report called More Than a Human Can Bear, detailing horrific crimes of sexual violence carried out by Israel against Palestinians. Yet this report has been conveniently and largely ignored by the Australian government and the mainstream media outlets. We have seen the deaths of two journalists, Hussam Shabat and Mohammed Mansour, while mainstream media refused to report on the cold-blooded murder of their colleagues. The Committee on the Elimination of Racial Discrimination has determined that Israel is practising racial segregation and apartheid in the occupied Palestinian territory. Bob Hawke, during apartheid South Africa, successfully pressured the global financial sector to divert from South Africa, which directly contributed to the collapse of the apartheid regime. Why is Australia treating Israel's apartheid differently? Since Israel invaded Gaza in 2023, we have seen a tidal wave of solidarity, of staunch resistance, a movement of millions of people taking to the streets, making their voices heard, asking their representatives to call the accumulating atrocities for what they are, a genocide. And yet this government hasn't even got the guts to call it so. The major parties this morning in opposing my genocide bill showed that they are not willing to act on genocide and accountability of war crimes or crimes against humanity. This country supplies weapons to Israel without which they wouldn't be able to commit these crimes. This isn't just complicity, it is enabling war crimes and genocide. The government claims it has legal advice affirming its actions are in line with international law, yet it refuses to release this. It is exactly what one would expect of a colonial institution that never even signed a treaty with its First Peoples. This colony was built on genocide and is now enabling another one. On the National Day of Action for Palestine, I call on this government to repair the hurt you have caused by finally acting and imposing on arms embargo and sanctions on the State of Israel.
Senator Thorpe, inviting you to proceed and conclude your remarks, but can you please put the piece of clothing back on? You can't have slogans in the Senate. Thank you.
We need to stop the genocide.
Senator Thorpe.
Good.
Please proceed.
Ceasefires are not enough. Palestine needs liberation. In the words of Hassam Shabat from his final pre-written message, do not stop speaking about Gaza. Do not let the world look away. Keep fighting, keep telling our stories until Palestine is free. Free Palestine! Free
Please resume
Palestine!
your seat.
بیشتر بدانیم.